Hi, William Henshaw here again for the Constitutional Crisis Channel. Today's subject is the all too well known and despised traffic quote unquote court. Now, a lot of things go on there, none of them which are good for us, but it starts out no sooner than you sign the citation or the ticket in the presence of the cop. That's going to be used against you as a stipulation to the jurisdiction of the court, which it doesn't have. It would be nice if they told you that, but they didn't. I am, and in separate videos, we're going to cover all this business with the traffic court. Two, they don't bother to tell you, nor have they educated you in their mandatory public schools to know that you have the right to demand a bill of particulars, which is a document the government must provide that advises you of the nature and cause of the accusations. Now that sounds innocent enough, but when you realize what that really is identifying the jurisdiction they're exercising, that's a winner-winner chicken dinner, because they have to admit, A, it isn't common law, and B, what it really is either federal, regional, martial law rule, or the exercise of Congress's interstate commerce powers. Another interesting subject for a separate video. Two, they never tell you, in California at least, that you can file a motion, what's called a motion to quash, QUSH, service of process, section 418.10 of the Code of Civil Procedure. Now that's a special appearance, and it's designed exactly for this, yet I have never had any luck getting it filed in any of these traffic courts, quote unquote. The reason for it is, as I mentioned in early videos, these courts don't have any jurisdiction over the issues that we A, want to raise, and B, the Supreme Court says we have the right to raise. Therefore, there's no way to challenge the jurisdiction of these courts. You either have to pay the fine, go to jail, or whatever, according to the way they think about things. But again, they don't tell you, if you know and you're going to learn, to invoke the subpoena power of the court. This is a killer, because what we can do there will be a video or two, maybe a two-parter on what subpoenas do. You get the real accusers in there, and you get to ask real questions. And what my system does here isn't so much challenge the exercise of the power. I challenge the status of those exercising it. Much better argument to make, because they don't have any. As you're going to see, they're not elected, not appointed. Video for another day. Hey, then you come down, and as I mentioned in earlier videos, you got no right to an appeal. You have no right to assistance of counsel, no right to a writ of habeas corpus. And what you find out, if you do get on appeal, in a traffic case particularly, the only witness they have is the cop. And by the way, in California, there's no DA in the traffic courts, and there doesn't need to be. He's questioned independently, quote unquote, by the traffic commissar. So you get an appeal, somehow they miraculously agree to hear your appeal, and you say, well, the cop lied about this, did the other. Doesn't matter. He has complete immunity against any and all perjury committed on the witness stand. So much for confrontation and cross-examination, isn't it? By the way, the case here, and you can look it up, Briscoe, Briscoe versus Lahue, Lahue, 460 U.S. 325. Absolute immunity for perjury. And the same thing applies to judges too, quote unquote judges. No matter what they do or don't do, they think they have quote unquote judicial immunity, which is a real neat trick, and what I can prove to be a legislative tribunal. This is probably a big reason why I can't get into one of their jails, because they would then have to prove me wrong, and they can't do it, and they won't be able to prove you wrong either. And another little snippet here, we'll get into this case, a separate video case. It's called State v. Hopkins out of Oregon, 213 Oregon 667, where the Oregon Supreme Court decided that the Oregon legislature had the power under Article 7 of the revised judicial section of the Oregon Constitution, and acted after the quote-unquote ratification of the 14th War Amendment, to change the jurisdiction of the judicial courts and in effect convert them into administrative tribunals. And oh, by the way, they don't have to bother to tell you anything about it. I mean, this is the kind of exercise of power that we must oppose and do away with if we're going to secure the future of ourselves and our posterity. Much more next time. Thank you.